With Dragon Ball Super now at an end, a lot of people are asking what's next for the series. Are we gonna get anything past the Dragon Ball Super movie that comes out in December? What's next for the series? Is Toei officially done with this anime? And the answer to that is no, and I think the answer is the same when it comes to Shueisha, because Shueisha has the Dragon Ball room and now Toei Animation has a division set up specifically for Dragon Ball, so we know that there's going to be more Dragon Ball content coming in the future, which is exactly why I want to discuss the possibility that we should be getting a Dragon Ball Heroes anime. For those of you who are unfamiliar, Dragon Ball Heroes is an arcade game that is insanely popular over in Japan, and it's actually what you could call a predecessor to Dragon Ball Xenoverse. And while it is similar, you do have the time patrollers and you do have Toa and Mira. There are a lot of cool storylines that take place in Dragon Ball Heroes, and I do think that it could open up the door for a possibility to potentially go back to this timeline, this alternate timeline where you have future Trunks, and to pull him back, because in that timeline you have two versions of future Trunks. And so we know that in the Dragon Ball universe that time travel is something that's considered to be illegal. You can't do it, and I think that'd be a great way to introduce Trunks and introduce future Mai and bring them into the time patrollers and to do a Dragon Ball Heroes anime in that way. And while you could say, well, we're getting the anime through the video game because the video game is giving us a story, one of the things you have to remember is that Toei Animation and Bandai have tried to do an anime before. They talked about it, but no such plans have gone any further than the talking stage. And now with there being a gap to be filled when it comes to Dragon Ball, I think that this is something that could be used and could make future Trunks even more popular than he already is. And while Dragon Ball Heroes is a bit of fan service because you get Super Saiyan 4 Gohan and you get the Super Saiyan Gods, you get Time Patrol Vegeta, you get Limit Breaker Vegeta, you get all these different characters, but at the same time you get the characters like Bardock who are really popular in the Dragon Ball series. What you could see is an opportunity to focus on another generation when it comes to Dragon Ball, while bringing in characters like Goku and Vegeta and other characters who are popular to lend a bit of credibility to this series. And it would be a breath of fresh air, and it would give the Toei Animation writers an opportunity to explore something new while not being handcuffed to what we already know when it comes to the Dragon Ball series. And indirectly, it would only make the arcade games even more popular than they are, but at the same time, it could add further promotion when it comes to the Xenoverse series, because you'll be seeing characters like Toa and Mira who are huge adversaries when it comes to the Dragon Ball Xenoverse games. And if they pull from more of the stuff that takes place in Dragon Ball Online, that could add further credence to it. And finally, I think that Dragon Ball Heroes will be able to kind of help bits of the fandom that are at war. And what I'm talking about is the fact that you have some fans who say, well, Dragon Ball Super completely made Dragon Ball GT non-canon, and we have this canon non-canon bullshit that is taking place. And I feel that since Dragon Ball Heroes has a current mission where you have the Super Saiyan God versus the Super Saiyan 4 forms, I think this would be a cool way to just tie together all aspects of the Dragon Ball lore while having a bunch of fun with it. And that's something I feel that Dragon Ball Super did manage to do but kind of got away from. Dragon Ball as a series is supposed to be fun, it's supposed to be an adventure series, and Dragon Ball Heroes would give them an opportunity to go back to what made Dragon Ball in my opinion. But those are just my thoughts on this matter, guys. What do you think? Would you watch a Dragon Ball Heroes anime, and if so, what would you particularly want from it? But as always, guys, if you like anything I had to say, don't forget to comment, rate, subscribe, and share. Have an awesome day.